Okay, good. Let's start the final scene. Okay, so last class we learned about the global strategy and the global strategy, and okay, so we started with that the world is flat. And that book was come from the Thomas Friedman. And Thomas Friedman proposed that the three waves of the globalization. But however, we learned about this is the Western understanding about the globalization. But however, in Asia, okay, we are Asian. In Asia, we made the first globalization around 2,000 years ago, and we made the second globalization. Okay, however, okay, so then the Western people take initiative of the globalization in a different way. Anyway, globalization is not made by the Western people, but however, that is also led by the Asians. Mhm. So yeah, don't be depressed. Okay, so we have a potential of that. Anyway, good. And what is the key driver of the most recent globalization? And Thomas Friedman proposed that the 10 flatteners of the globalization, okay, that make us our world is more flat. Okay, a long story short, what made the flat world? Cable, internet cable, fiber optics cable. Okay, that is running and that is transmitting all the information all around the world. Okay, that's our understanding. And then, however, the world is getting flattening, and however, the benefits of the globalization is not even. Uh-huh. And somebody and some nations and some companies gains a lot of the benefit from the globalization. On the other hand, a few number of the industry and or a few number of the countries, they lost their benefits throughout the globalization. There, we need to understand the more complicated, systematic understanding of this globalization. Okay, this is not simple. This globalization is not that simple. Okay, it's complex. It's complex. Okay, and we learned about the definition of the internalization. Okay, good. And in the perspective of the world economy, okay, there is the globalization is a process of the world economy become more one. It's becoming more one, integrated and more interdependent. Okay, and another one is that in the perspective of the firm level perspective, okay, globalization is a process of the firm expanding beyond their domestic boundaries and competing the worldwide, regardless of the national boundaries. So nowadays, when you think about it, the multinational companies, MNC, we call they are the MNC, multinational companies. Do you believe that they have a nationality something? No, unfortunately, not much. Okay, business is business, not regardless of the borderlines. Okay, whatever. And then, yeah, traditionally in business, we understand that when we make a globalization, there must be the national advantages. Okay, Michael Porter proposed that, okay, if you want to win over the global market, you must grow within your domestic market, and then you must be a winner within the domestic market, and then you can go out. Okay, that is a traditional understanding. That is a traditional understanding, and that is well explained. That is nicely explained the success of the Japanese globalization, like a Japanese car makers. That's a traditional understanding. However, recently, no. It depends. Okay, even though there is no word, there is not big competitive domestic market, we can go outside. We can make a global strategy. We can exercise the global strategy in order to take over the global market, like Indian software employees. Okay, so that globalization is getting more complex. Globalization is getting more diversified. Okay, And just simply focusing on the certain specific market or the domestic market winners and go out. No, it's more dynamic. It's getting more dynamic. Okay, that's what we have learned. And so that we expect, okay, from 2000 and from to the 2027, more than 80% of the businesses will be done as a global level. And however, now we are now in the 60 or the 70%. And can we achieve that the 80% of the global business something? I don't know. I don't know. And there must be a fluctuation. I don't know. And can we achieve this or not? I don't know. But however, that's our expectation. And then one thing is clear. The world is getting more flat. Okay, we need to make a more flat world. We need to interdependent each other, and we need to make a business regardless of the borders. Okay, global business. Yeah, absolutely. Why we need to make a global business? Because that gives us the best benefit for the society and for people. I believe that. Okay, that's our the short understandings about it, the global strategy. And today we will go to the global strategy more detail. Okay, good. And let's go. This is the firm level. Firm level internationalization is driven by the searching for the growth. Do you remember what is the purpose of the firm level strategy, corporate strategy? What is the purpose of the company or the corporate strategy? What is the purpose of the corporate strategy, corporate level strategy? What is the purpose of the corporate level strategy? Anybody remember? Yeah, hint. Yeah. To achieve sustainable growth of the company, of the corporation, or of the company. Not maximizing the profit. Okay, that's somewhat different. That's somewhat different from your general understandings. Okay, the companies do not want to make the maximizing the profit every day. No. Okay, while many companies and many corporations looking for the chance of the sustainable growth because that is more beneficial growth. So the main purpose of the corporate strategy is how we can make a business more sustainably growing. Okay, that will be your purpose of the strategy, firm level strategy. Whatever, okay, how we can make the business grow, how we can make the corporate grow, simple. Okay, so how we can make a business more successful? We have only two ways. One is increasing revenue and decreasing cost. That's how we make business. Then, in order to increase the revenue, in order to decrease the cost, maybe we can exercise the global strategy. Global strategy. Why global strategy can help us to increase the revenue and decrease the cost? There are a few number of the imperatives. Imperatives is a critical factors, critical factors or influencers. Okay, let's see a few number of the global strategy imperatives. First, outside of the domestic market, okay, so in the global market, we can find out the more growth chance. Absolutely, we can find a more bigger market. Growth imperative. Capture the growth opportunity in overseas. Absolutely. And do you believe that the DJI make the most of their profit from in Chinese market? DJI, the drone company. Where that company make the best, where that the DJI made the most of the revenue and the profit? It come from the Chinese market? Outside of China, absolutely. There are tons of thousands of people outside of China who want to use that the DJI drone. And do they need to focus on the Chinese market? Why? A lot of growth chance outside of somewhere. Okay, good. And the second imperative is there is a efficiency. We can improve the efficiency throughout leveraging the economy of scale and leveraging the economy of the scope, whatever. Okay, so efficiency throughout the globalization, we can improve the efficiency of the operation. Third, knowledge, patent, technology. Outside of the somewhere, there must be we can access to the knowledge and the innovation from the different regions. Okay, absolutely. And then yeah, we are now looking for the vaccine for the coronavirus. Vaccine. Okay, coronavirus. Vaccine for the coronavirus. Okay, so then we need to just focus on the inventing or the making the vaccines only within the China, only within the US, only within the Japan, only within the somewhere. No, we need to share our knowledge. Share our knowledge. Share our knowledge in order to make a vaccine or the treatment, the medicine globally. Absolutely. Because that help us to solve our problem more effectively and efficiently. Okay, absolutely. We need to share our knowledge throughout all around the world. And absolutely, there is a globalization of the customers. Follow the customers that are going global. And then, okay, so for example, that is one of the globalization problem. Do you believe that the Chinese students, Chinese young guys like you, Chinese the young generation, looks for the what kinds of fashion? Is it quite different from the US young guys and the Korean young guys, Japanese young guys? I think that the many Chinese young generation is looking for the global fashion trend. Don't you think so? I think so. Okay. Your fashion or your popularity, okay, so that's not much different from the Europeans and the Americans or the Koreans or Japanese. Any problem? No problem. And how about what if the Chinese domestic the producers just to focus on okay, so we are looking for the Chinese, only Chinese? No. We need to adapt our business in order to meet the demand of the global trend because our customers are getting more global. I think so. Don't you think so? Okay, and there is a globalization of the competitor. Match and defend against the global competitive move. Okay, so what if your competitors are going to global and then they are getting more competitive? You have no chance to win. So turn on your antenna and what's going on. Scan your competitors. What are they doing? Know your enemy. Absolutely. Know your enemy move. Okay. So these are the few number of the factors, imperatives that drive us to going to global. Got it? Okay, and then next. And what is the key strategy issues in the globalization or the internalization? Let's make it simple. Where to compete? In the US, in Europe, or in Japan, in Korea, or in where? Okay, and how to compete, how to win over our enemy, and then when to compete. What is the time? Think about it. Before starting fighting, before starting competing, think about where I need to fight, how I win over my enemy, and when to start a war. That's very important. Once you go out, you cannot come back. Okay? So for example, where to fight, which product to globalize, what kinds of product portfolio do you need to compete with the global players? Or what kinds of product portfolio do you need to compete whom? And which market? European market, US market, Chinese market, Japanese market, where? South American market or the Middle Eastern market, African market? And which region or the geographic market? Absolutely. And which customer segment? We will keep talking about it. Customer segmentation, okay? Keep talking about it. So that means we need to use our brain carefully, okay? Where? And how to compete. How? Global value preposition or the competitive advantage. What is your competitive advantage over your enemy? What kinds of competitive advantage practically? Cost leadership and what? Differentiating user experience or differentiated value. Only two. Okay, only two. And how you can provide this. How you can provide this to the specific customers in a global market. Okay, please think about that. And then the global business system design, whatever. Okay, and the international growth vehicle, yeah, whatever. Okay, and then just think about it, how to provide this competitive advantage to the global customers. Please, no matter what, make it simple. Customers are customers. They always looking for this too. Okay, and then third one is when to compete. Timing is matter. Timing is matter. Okay, and for example, do you know that the Zoom? Okay, so many of you are now using the Zoom. Do you know? And the Zoom is a US company or Chinese company. What do you think? Do you know Zoom? Are you using Zoom now? I click Christy. Yeah, Vanessa, are you no Zoom? Whatever, no Zoom, no. What does that mean? US? No. It's a global company. Yeah, it's cheating. It's cheating. Okay, it's somewhat complicated because Zoom is established and Zoom is operated in the US, in California. But however, most of the 90% of the operation is now occurring in China. So then, is that a Chinese company or is that an American company? Who cares? It's a global company. It's just a company. It's okay. It's okay. And however, I'm talking about it. Okay, so how the Zoom is growing. Timing is a matter. Timing is a matter. Yeah, due to the coronavirus, and many of the courses, many of the businesses is totally untapped. Okay, so we call that is untapped business. Okay, we are now talking about it untapped business. No physical connections, no physical contact. But however, we need to make an untapped business without contacting directly. Okay, we call that as untapped business due to the coronavirus. And now the Zoom is the best company that address that need. And then, however, do you have ever heard about the Boov? Do you know Boov? Anybody know that the Boov? No? Oh, that's Tencent or WeChat. Okay, WeChat. Okay, launched the Boov. Okay, Boov is a Zoom. Boov is looks like a Zoom. That's the untapped business. Okay, video conferencing. Okay, why Tencent start that business? Because this is the right time to do that kinds of business. And I expect WeChat or Tencent make a great growth because of that Boov service. Yeah, maybe you can try the Boov. Nobody used that the Boov. Boov. Is there anybody who has a Boov? Boov. I will show that. Yeah, Boov. Boov. Here. Yeah, Boov. There's a Boov. That's like a Chinese version of the Zoom. Yeah, I'm here. Okay. So then if you install the Zoom, and then maybe you can request for the connections with me, and then we can make a video conferencing throughout the Boov. Yeah, Boov. Yeah, please. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And however, yeah, one of my students is now working at the Tencent in Beijing, and we are now talking about it. Okay, how we can use this kind of Boov new services in our learning and in our the remote education. That will be much fun. That will be very fun. Don't you think so? Yeah, timing is matter. Timing. Yeah, this is the right time to do this kind of business in a global market. I think so. I think so. Anyway, the sequence of the roadmap and the speed is matter. Speed is matter. Okay. Fortunately, Boov is launched this week. This month. Okay, May this month. Okay, this month. So then that's Tencent nicely catch up the speed of the need. Oh, nice. Very nice organizational capital. Capital they have. Oh, is a lot? Probably. Whatever. Speed is matter. Okay, when to compete? Right now. Okay. Good. Good. Next, okay, so we talk about that the segmentation, which customer segmentation in the global market. And this is one of the example of the in searching for the new market. Marketing. There's a marketing related something. And you learn about the marketing. Okay, so in the marketing strategy, okay, one of the most important marketing strategy is we must conduct a marketing research. Marketing research for what? What is the purpose of the marketing research? Do we have a marketing major? No. Okay, so that's fine. So that marketing, why we conduct a lot of the marketing research in order to identify market segment. Why? Because we want to set up our target market. We want to know our target market. However, it's not easy to identify what is our target market. Okay, so that in order to set up the target market, we need to study, we need to conduct a research, marketing research. This is one of the example. Okay, example is a global shipbuilding industry. Shipbuilding. That's a cruise ship or there are a lot of the big, large boat. Uh-huh. And there is a few number of the different categories of the boat and the big, large ship. Okay. The large tanker, really large boat. Okay, and the small tanker, but how that's still big. Okay, container and high grade cargo and the low grade cargo like a container carrier and the large bulk ship and the small bulk ship and the liquid gas LNG. This is LNG. This is LNG, natural liquefied natural gas carrier. Okay, and do you know the okay? For many years, China was the number one. China was number one in shipbuilding. Really? However, yeah, around the 3 or 4 years, no, around the 2 or 3 years ago, that was changed. Now, South Korea is the number one shipbuilding industry, number one shipbuilders. What happened? What happened in the global shipbuilding industry? Recently, the problem is occurring in here, LNG. 3 years ago, yeah, 3 years ago, something was happened in the LNG carriers that is manufactured by the few number of the Chinese shipbuilders. The quality was not good, and then LNG gas was leaked, and that made a lot of trouble. So many of the global customers from the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates or the Iran, and a few number of the big, large crude oil and the gas producers, they canceled almost all the LNG gas, LNG ship building to the Chinese manufacturer. And those proportions of the LNG shipbuilding transferred to the South Korea, and the South Korea become the number one, and China has become number two. It happens because that the LNG has a lot of profit. And petroleum companies, especially for this market, that make a lot of error. So then China lose this segment. Number two. Like this, we must be able to make a segment, and then we must conduct a lot of the marketing research in order to understand that each different market need in a different segment. Then if we can take over the segment step by step, okay, maybe we can become the number one. And this looks like a Go game. Do you know the Go game? Go game, the white stone and the black stone Go game. 柯街游, 알파고. We must be strategic. Especially if we want to take over the global market, we must be very careful to study the segment and to take over each different markets. Brain. Marketing research purpose is we want to identify the target market. That's our work. Okay, good. Then we will go forward. And this is the steps of the globalization. Steps. This is a process, this is a level of the globalization. Okay? And first, you are totally in the home country, whether you are totally in the domestic market. And then gradually, you just export and you just delegate a few number of the value chains. You remember the value chain, okay? You delegate the value chains outside of your domestic market, and then that is totally delegate to the outside of your domestic market or your country. Okay, Simply first export and the second direct sales and the marketing, just one or two the value chains, and gradually that will be transferred to the manufacturing a few number of the value chains gradually, and you replicate your all operations to another region, and finally you are totally integrated as a global multinational corporations. This is a level of the globalization. Okay? And we made a very strategic move. We do not just go to the direct, we just go to the outside. No. We think carefully about what kinds of value chain, what kinds of the process we can move. Value chain. Okay? So that's the evolution of the global value chain integration. For example, Apple. And how about let's think about it. Apple. Do you believe that what is the Apple's level of the globalization? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the level of the globalization of the Apple? Can you guess? Vanessa, Christy, yeah, Krista, torture. What is the level of the Apple's globalization? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that? Agnes. Yeah, torture, yeah, whatever, yeah. Tracy. Can you hear me? Tracy left. What happens? I don't leave. No. Yeah. I think so. Okay. Nancy, yeah, I agree. Yeah, Nancy. I agree. Yeah. Actually, the Apple looks like a very globalized company, but actually, no. Look, Apple's level of the globalization is number 3 around. Because at the Apple's almost important to 2 main functions of the headquarters is located in the headquarters. That is R&D and design. Research and development and the design functions are totally in the California. That's never been outsourced, unfortunately. Okay, and they are just outsourced their production itself. That production was delegated to China, Shenzhen area. Okay, so technically speaking, Apple's globalization is number 3. That's not a totally wholly the globalized company. Is it a problem? No, that's not a problem. That's their choice. It's not a problem. It's not a level of something. Which level is better? No. That's the problem of the choice. If we can make a sustainable growth and if we can make up more money, that's no problem. That's our choice. That's okay. Okay, good. And then let's go forward. And then there are 4 different strategies according to the different levels of the globalization. Okay, and then the most low pressure to the cost reduction and the low pressure to the increasing local adaptation, just to do the international strategy. That is just direct export, or just export to just apply that the same product and the services in all around the world, like a McDonald's cheeseburger, okay, and the McDonald's double cheeseburger. And have you ever tried this McDonald's double cheeseburger? Whatever. if you order the McDonald's double cheeseburger in the US, in LA, in Chicago, in New York, and if you order the McDonald's double cheeseburger in Shanghai, in Beijing, if you order the McDonald's double cheeseburger in Paris or the Berlin, is it different? No difference. There will be no difference because that is a highly standardized product all around the world. There is no changes because they use that the same standardized recipe. There is no local adaptation. No. They just sell their product, standardized product. Okay. That's the international strategy. And the second one is that, okay, so when the pressure of the local adaptation is increasing, okay, multi-domestic strategy can be exercised. Okay, have you ever tried it? Do you know the Oreo cookie? Do you know the Oreo cookie? The black, yeah. No, Oreo. Do you know that we have, Oreo. Okay. Do you know that in China we have a green tea Oreo? Yeah, 말차. Yeah, matcha. Yeah, matcha. Yeah, matcha Oreo. 말차. Yeah, that's a powder. The green tea powder. Yeah, green tea powder. Green tea powder, 말차 오레오, 마차 오레오. Okay. So, yeah, do you want to try that? Do you want to try the green tea Oreo? Yeah, that's one of my favorite. Because I love the green tea. Oh, I love that. However, when I bring the green tea Oreo to my American friend, what is the American when I introduce, try this. This is a green tea Oreo. And then what was my American friend reactions? Oh, no. I will die rather than taking that green tea Oreo. That's not Oreo. There must be the cultural difference. There must be the different market demand. We call that is a multi-domestic strategy. Oreo can sell and develop a new product for a different market. Why not? We call that is a multi-domestic strategy. And the third one is global strategy. Okay, that is there is a little adaptation. However, there is a high pressure in terms of the cost side. And the IBM Global Business Service and the Global Business Service, Business Consulting, okay, for example, the service is almost same. But however, we need to customize our service according to the customer demand in a different market. For example, okay, so I will show it. Personally, so are you buying the textbook? Are you buying a textbook? Did you buy a textbook? Okay, whatever. When you buy a textbook, okay, you know that there is a different versions of the different editions or the versions of the global market. For example, the US version, and there is a Chinese version for China. Chinese version, something. Not China, China. For China, for the US, and they have a differentiated pricing. They have usually we can set up the differentiated pricing strategy according to different demand. Okay, what if we charge around at $150 for the textbook. Can you buy the $150 textbook in China? Just for one course? Do you? Can you afford that? Do you believe that the many Chinese students can afford that the $150 of the textbook for a course? So, publishing global publishing companies, textbook companies, they give you a lot of the discount. That's almost the same product. They give that's almost the same product, but however, they give a different pricing strategy. We call that as a global strategy. Okay, all we need to do that because that we want to get a market. Something is better than nothing. Absolutely. Okay. That's we call that is a global strategy. And the final one is the transnational strategy and optimizing the trade-off associated with the efficiency, local adaptation, the global integration, and whatever. Okay. So for example, do you know that what is that? Okay. So I have two questions. Okay. Volkswagen, Shanghai Dajong, yeah, Volkswagen, and Volkswagen, no. What is a good example in China? Tesla. Tesla is an American company. Tesla and Apple is an American company. Okay, good. And however, you know that the Tesla is now building the Shanghai plant. And what will happen if the Tesla produce the Tesla cars in Shanghai and they sell the Tesla in Chinese market? Still, can we say that the Tesla is an American company? Yes or no? If Tesla produce cars in Shanghai and sell it in China market, can we say that the Tesla is still the American company? Yes or no? Absolutely global company. That is the answer. Okay. All right. Let's think about this. Okay. Volvo. Do you know the Volvo? Volvo. So the Volvo is a Chinese company, or that's a Swedish company, or that's a Chinese company? The car, the Volvo. Do you know that? One of the most durable car in the world. Volvo is a Chinese company or the Swedish company or another company? Why do you think so? Because that the Chinese company take over the Volvo brand and they produce the Volvo in China? Really? That is true? Who cares? It's a global company. Okay. Yeah, but I'm sorry, but however, the business is business. Business is global. Okay, and we don't care about the borderlines a lot. And we are okay. Absolutely, we are situated, and we have a nationality and the headquarters totally subjected to a certain nation. And however, that is our choice. That is our choice. And then the Volvo is headquartered in the Shanghai. So then, is that matter? I don't care. If the product is good, I will buy. And the Tesla is an American company, so what? And however, Tesla pay a lot of the tax for China? Matter? No. That's we manage. We do better to think about what we are creating. Business. What we are creating. We create the value. Okay, and that can be the competitive advantage. Value. Okay, what kinds of value we are creating? Two, cost leadership and uniqueness. Differentiated experience, user experience. That's what we are doing. That's what we are serving as a business problem solver. I don't care about the nationality. Yeah, I don't care. If I can make my product better in Africa, why not? And if I can produce, if I can sell my product in Russia, why not? And if I can negotiate with the better deals with the the South Africans or the Middle Eastern people, why not? Islam, okay. Because I want to create value. I want to provide it the more value. That is cost leadership, more cheaper product, and or the more differentiated user experience. That's my job. That's my profession. Who cares? American company, Chinese company, or the Swedish company, German company, so what? There can be some of the institutionalization, the factors, but however, I don't care. We are living in a global world. Okay, good. And there is an example of the McDonald's. However, let's go. And this is another levels of the globalization. And we start with exporting nothing, but we export our product. And there is a licensing, franchising, strategy alliance, joint venture, and the wholly owned subsidiaries. And Chinese government is now exercising this kind of things. But however, there will not be exercised for a while because something is now happening in the global economy. Okay. Whatever, there is a different level, there are different levels of the globalization. Okay? And absolutely, we are creating the competitive advantage. We know that, okay, so the competitive advantage is a function of the resource and the organizational capital, like organizational capability. Okay, so throughout the core competence. Yeah. However, in the global market, we need one more factor. That is global mindset. Absolutely, we need to manage the resource and we need to manage the organizational capability. However, absolutely, in order to make a successful global business, we need to have a good global capability or the global mindset. Really. And I could observe that many of the very strong domestic winners and domestic market winners, they totally failed in exploring the global market because they do not have these kind of things. And I can say tons of thousands Japanese cases, Japanese companies. Okay, and there are just a few number of the examples who made a really nice global success, like Toyota. Toyota was good at. And what's going on the Nissan, Subaru, Mazda? Many of the Japanese automakers, they totally failed outside of Japan. Because they do not have, they have a good resource, a good organization, but they didn't have a global mindset. For example, do you believe, okay, the Japanese speak English? What do you think? What's your image? What's your understanding about the Japanese speak English? Do you believe that the Japanese speak English better than yourself, better than the Chinese? Unfortunately, no. Maybe you can you please guess what am I talking? 마구도 나루도. So can you guess what am I talking? 마구도 나루도. 마구도 나루도. Can you guess what am I? I am talking about at English. 마구도 나루도. 마구도 나루도. Huh? Originally that is McDonald. 마구도 나루도. And how do you speak? Yeah, really, yeah. How do you speak? How do you speak out in Chinese? Yeah, whatever. 마구도 나루도. 마구도 나루도. Yeah, Japanese speak like that. Okay. And okay. So then my example. Okay. Okay. There's a 파레수 호테루. 파레수 호테루. And at the Natsushibara. And when I made a business travel to the Kansai area, and then I got information about. Please come to the Nasu Paresu Hotel. What? And then, oh, what is that? Okay, so I guess that was a Japanese something. And however, I was surprised that when I see the hotel, that's a hotel. Hotel, okay, hotel. The hotel name was a palace hotel at that city. Go! So, unfortunately, Japan is not good at having a global mindset. So they failed a lot of the global business, unfortunately. And recently, that's getting worse. That's getting worse. And do you believe that China is better in global mindset? Unfortunately, I am not confident. However, I am positive because of you. I'm positive because of you. Because of my students. You speak English well. Okay? And how about when if I go outside of the campus and I get in trouble because I cannot speak Chinese? Overall, Chinese society need to develop and need to have a more global mindset. Absolutely. But however, I am positive because my students, you are the leader of the global mindset. Chinese global mindset. Who can lead us to a better global society? You must become a leader of the Chinese global mindset, please. You are trained as that. That is the purpose of our school. Okay? And what kinds of global mindset? That is summarized like this. That is summarized like this. Global strategic thinking, partnership, alliance skills, negotiation, and global learning. You learn in English, knowledge management, absolutely. Global network. If you want to make a business in Korea, if you want to make a business in the US, absolutely, please use our faculty members. Okay, and the global human resource management. Yeah, absolute network. You already have a global network to make a successful globalization, global business. Resources one thing, organizational capital is another thing, but however, absolutely, in order to make a successful global strategy, in order to make a successful global business, global mindset is inevitable. Okay, good. And there is a global mindset, closed model, open model. Okay, so please read that and please open-minded. Don't close your mind. Nowadays, I can see and I can hear a lot of evidence that the US is becoming more closed society, and they shut down their doors to the outside world because that America is number one, whatever, okay, and many things are going on in the US. That is wrong choice, I think. That's becoming a more closed society. That means that when a nation is getting more flourishing, they usually open the doors and then establish the road. However, when a society, when a nation is getting dying, they usually build up war. Simple. If a nation, if a society build a more road, that is flourishing. If a society or if a nation is building a more higher wall, that is closing and that is dying. It's clear that we learned that from our history. Any kinds of war did not defend us from the enemy. The Great War stopped the conquer for something? No, never. Open-minded, and let's establish the road more. And there is absolutely there is a risk of the international expansion or the globalization. There is a political economy risk, absolutely, and the currency risk, and then management risk like a guanxi. Do you believe that the human relations is important? Yes, around the world. But however, there is a different attitude, different etiquette, or different norm. Chinese norm will not work in the US. US norm cannot work in China. We need to adjust ourselves. We need to learn to avoid this kind of risk. Okay, there is a risk. And yeah, in order to make a global negotiation, okay, please set your partner the best alternative to negotiated agreement. And maybe you will have a chance to take the negotiation course. And then, no matter what, before starting negotiation, please send your partner best alternative. What can you compromise and what can you cannot compromise? Okay, so that's a partner. And then the world is still not flat. Absolutely. There are a lot of uneven growth. And globalization peak was 2007 in terms of the information, trade, and the capital and people. However, we have a cycle of these, and then we are going up, and however, nowadays, 2020, something is happening, and that is dramatically drops because of the coronavirus. And we need to deal with that. We need to manage this. This is our crisis in terms of the globalization. And then that is our choice. That will be our choice, how we can deal with this kind of the drops of the globalization. Absolutely, one thing is clear. US don't want to go back. China, I don't know. That is your choice. Europe, no. On other countries, we will see. So then, I'm curious, what would be the Chinese choice? However, personally, I wish China can choose and lead us to the more global society. But however, that's your choice. What can we do? Good. And finally, this is summary. This is summary of the globalization or the international strategy. Please combine these two. Glocalization. We call that the glocalization. Okay. Globalization is one thing, and the localization is another thing. We need to meet the local demand. However, we must think about the global economy. We need to exercise that the flexibility, glocalization. For what? To increase revenue, in order to decrease the cost. Oh, that's a business. That's a business. If we can increase the revenue, We can increase sales, market shares, global market, whatever I would do. And if I can reduce the costs throughout the outsourcing, offshoring, whatever, okay, I will do. I do not afraid to make a business. Okay, good. That is it. That is it. And so far, any question? And so far, so good. Okay, good, good. And then, okay, so before finalizing, can you give me a minute? Okay, give me a minute. Share file. This is my final remark. This is my final word for you. Okay, can you see this? Okay. Hey, can you see this? This is my suggestion for you. Okay, and I am proposing that the principles of the odd numbers in becoming a higher self. You don't need to compete with the others. Okay, but however, absolutely, we need to compete with our past self, becoming a higher self. In order to become a higher self, okay, personally, I suggest that the odd numbers 1, 3, 5, and 7, odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, okay? That is, in order to become a higher self, please try to make a balance between the happiness, utility, and the meaning. This is our purpose of life. What is the purpose of your life? Many body talks about it. Oh, I want to be happy. That is my life purpose. But is it enough? No, I don't think so. Many body can survive. Many body must achieve the what is their utility for society. You must be utilizable. And then personally, you should make a meaning of life. What is your meaning of life? We need to achieve that. And then collectively, I am proposing that is whom. Om mani padme hum. That's a mantra. That's a mantra of the becoming a higher self. And 5, in order to achieve this kind of the purpose, we need to have more energy. Energy, okay? How we can build up our energy? We need to give more attention to our people and for myself. We need to share our affection with our people. We need to show more appreciation for our people. And we need to accept the others. And we need to allow ourselves, and we need to allow our people's difference. That gives us more continuous, sustainable energy to work. Based on this kind of the energy, okay, please try to create more money. Money, money, money. Okay, we are business professionals, and then we must be able to create more money. Financial money is important. Absolutely. Financial capital is important. Please try to make it. However, we need to create more multiple capitals, you know. Organizational capital, social capital, whom do you know, and the human capital, what do you know, psychological capital, what you are becoming, and the physiological capital like health, okay, and then spiritual capital. Please try to build, please try to create, please try to own this kind of the more multiple capitals by yourself throughout your whole life. Then, step by step, you can be the better one every day. Okay, got it? That is my final word for you, for graduating seniors, and many of you will go back to the campus May 31, okay, and then you will participate in the graduation ceremony. And please be safe, and please enjoy your time. And I will be with you, okay, even though I cannot participate in the physically, but however, I will be with you and I will participate in the virtual commencement. Okay, I think that is all. That is all. And please complete your homework assignment until today. That's the final homework. And then next week, no homework, no assignment. And please focus on your graduation. And I will say thank you again. I appreciate your the active participation and the active cooperation and the very, very, very grateful. Okay? And please keep in touch with me throughout the WeChat and the many things. And then, yeah, don't be afraid. I will be with you. And please use me anytime. Good. And any final comments? Then, can I see you continually after the graduate? Yeah, that's not easy, I know. But please keep in touch with me. Yeah, please keep in touch with me. And if there is anybody who is coming to the Korea, okay, please let me know. Yeah, I will buy for the Korean food like a tteokbokki, 불고기, 갈비. I will be with you. Okay, I will serve you. Good. And then, yeah, thank you and have a nice day. Have a nice day, and I will pray for you and I will bless you. Thank you, my lovely boys and girls. Thank you and bye. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye, Angela. Bye, Angelino. Bye, Crystal. Bye, Tracy. Bye, Weber. Bye, Kevin. Bye bye. Bye, Adam.